us in this virtual mode for Dr. Bhaktawar Singh Memorial Academic Achievement Awards function being held at Government Girls Senior Secondary School, Dera Baba Nanak. आज इंटरनेशनल विमेंस डे हैगा एंड साडे फंक्शन दी जो थीम हैगी है वो गर्ल एम्पावरमेंट है and which is most appropriate. Our warm greetings to all the girls of the school and women participants. This morning, our fellow trustee Baba Manvinder Singh Bedi, जिन्होंने असी bubbles कहने हैं, he had sent a beautiful message stating that 550 years back, Baba Nanak had said, "So kyun manda akhiye jit jamme rajan," meaning why call her inferior? From her, the kings are born. Then 200 years later, Guru Gobind Singh Ji made women feel proud forever by adding Kaur, meaning princess, to their name. So that's the value of women in Sikhi, and we all must respect that. So happy Women's Day. And now coming to the awards function. These awards are sponsored by Bedi Foundation, which is a charity organization set up by late Baba Pritpal Singh Bedi in the year 2009. The foundation is run by Kilewale Bedi family of late Baba Ram Singh Bedi of Mulkraj Mahalla, Dera Baba Nanak. A few words about the Kilewale family. The Kilewale Bedis belong to the Meher Chandiya line of Bedis. You all must be aware Baba Nanak had two sons, Baba Srichand and Baba Lakshmichand. Baba Srichand became a celibate Udasi and Baba Lakshmichand entered Grast. And all Bedis owe lineage to Baba Lakshmichand. He had one son, Baba, and had two sons, Baba Meherchand and Baba Manakchand. We belong to the Meherchand line, wherein Baba Mulkraj was the 10th Pidi and Baba Ram Singh Bedi, our grandfather, the 13th Pidi. Bedi Foundation is run by the grandchildren and great-grandchildren of Baba Ram Singh Bedi. Bedi Foundation is doing several charity projects in the field of girl child education at DBN. The foundation works on the ethos of oneness. We endeavor to understand oneness, spread oneness, and serve oneness. So that's the path that we follow. Now today's program flow is going to be that we will have the welcome address by Madhu Sani, who's our fellow trustee. Thereafter, I will request, he'll be speaking to the girls on girl empowerment through career in the armed forces. We shall then have the award dedication addressed by the principal sponsors for these awards. They are Dr. Manmeet Singh, Dr. Ramit Singh, and their late brother, Mr. Parmeet Singh. We'll have a short talk by Dr. Ramit Singh, followed by a video clip by Dr. Manmeet Singh. Thereafter, I'll ask the principal to give a keynote address, followed by the function, which will be for the awards distribution. And in the end, I'm told that the girls are staging a play, short play, and then we'll have the vote of thanks by the managing trustee, Tikka Prajinder Singh Bedi. Can I now request Madhu Sani, one of our fellow trustee, to give her welcome address? Madhu, can you unmute and take on?
Yeah. Thank you, Rippy. Thank you so much. And good afternoon, everybody. It is with great pleasure that today Bedi Foundation is sponsoring and helping to hold the late Dr. Bhaktawar Singh Memorial Academic Achievement Awards. And it is an honor and privilege for me to welcome today our esteemed panelists, Major General B.S. Grewal, Principal Bhupinderjeet Dhaliwal, Dr. Manmeet Singh, Dr. Ramit Singh, and Tikka Brijinder Singh Bedi, my older brother. Also with us are the school staff and the meritorious students of the Government Girls Senior Secondary School in Dera Baba Nanak. Welcome to all of you and all other participants who have graciously taken their time off to be a part of today's award ceremony. I would like to wish each and every woman, girl who's sitting here in the audience a very happy Women's Day. When we celebrate girls, we must empower them. What is girl empowerment? It literally means giving power to girls without any gender bias, to be able to stand as an equal to man. And how can we empower girls? Only by raising their status through education, awareness, literacy, and training. Our society must promote a woman's sense of self-worth and respect their ability to make their own choice, as well as acknowledge their right to influence social change for themselves and for others. Most importantly, you, young girls, have to become an agent of change. To simply say it, it means that from I cannot do it, you must say I can do it. I cannot emphasize more than enough the importance of education. It is the most important means of empowering girls with the knowledge, skills, and self-confidence necessary to participate in all the challenges that life throws at you. I take this opportunity to congratulate the meritorious students, and now I request my older brother Rupinder Singh Bedi to take today's function ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhu. I should have informed earlier that Madhu is herself educationist. She runs a few educational institutions in Jamnanagar and very connected with the girl child education. I now request Major General Baljit Grewal, a dear friend of mine, who was heading the Maharaja Ranjit Singh Academy, which acts as a feeder for the boys into the National Defence Academy for onward career into the armed forces. He has a lot of experience and he will be speaking to our girls and tell them about the option of choosing armed forces as a career. And that really would be girl child empowerment if our girls from Punjab and particularly from Dera Baba Nanak start choosing armed forces as a career. On to Major General Baljit Grewal, please. Bobby, can you unmute, please?
Yeah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to all the girls students of Government Girls Senior Secondary School, Dera Baba Nanak. It's indeed a great pleasure and privilege for me to be with you all today. My compliments also to Ma'am Madhu Sani for her very wonderful, lucid address on girls' empowerment. I want to particularly compliment the trustees of the Bedi Foundation on this very noble venture which they have undertaken for furthering the cause of education of girls in this school at Dera Baba Nanak. I want to speak to you today about the possibility of the armed forces as a career for girls. It's a wonderful career. It's not just a wonderful career, it's perhaps the best career possible for anybody today in India. Multiple surveys have been carried out by agencies over the years. Every single one of them has come out with the conclusion that the number one profession which is most respected in the armed forces is, which is most respected in the country, is the armed forces. Absolutely, without exception. So it's a great, great career. And I'd like to talk about it because I've spent all my life in uniform. Today is International Women's Day. It's a great occasion for us to look at how we can shatter this glass ceiling and achieve great heights in the service of our country. Indian women have always been great achievers. This is nothing new. We've had women achievers in the field of politics. We've had a very strong lady prime minister. We've had women achievers in the field of the corporate world, in law, in education, in science. Recently, we've seen how Indian women outshone the men in the Olympic Games. Also, we've got women in every field of the armed forces, fighter planes, army, navy. They're all contributing very well. All the girls here today should take inspiration from these leading lights and try and emulate what they have achieved. Now, what is it that is required in a person who wants to join the armed forces? I think it's very simple. To achieve excellence in any field, what we need first is vision. What we need next is willpower. And what we finally need is determination. If we have vision, willpower, and determination, we are bound to achieve our goals. Let me give you a small example of a very inspiring story of an Indian girl who showed vision, willpower, and determination and achieved amazing results. For this, I want you to go back to the year 2011. There's a young girl called Arunima Sinha. She's traveling in a train. She's a national volleyball champion. Some dacoits attempt to steal her chain, gold chain. She fights back. She gets thrown out of the train, falls on the railway track, suffers multiple injuries. Foot is amputated, backbone is fractured, lies more or less paralyzed through the night, is evacuated and taken to a hospital. Over there, she undergoes treatment. Her parents come and they are crying. She tells the parents, "Don't cry. Your daughter is going to climb Mount Everest when she goes out of hospital." The doctors and nurses think the girl has gone mad. A girl with an amputated foot and a fractured backbone is aspiring to climb Mount Everest? It is ridiculous. Many months later, when she's discharged from the hospital, she does not go home. She goes straight to her mentor in mountaineering, a lady called Bachendri Pal, whom you may have heard of. And she says, "Madam, I want to climb Everest." She works hard. She has the vision. I will climb Mount Everest. She has the willpower. She works hard. There are many obstacles on the way. She suffers falls, multiple falls. She gets up every time she falls. She has determination. A few months later, she's on top of Everest. That is the kind of vision, willpower, and determination which we need to inculcate in ourselves to become achievers. Now, you may well ask me, there are many careers. Why particularly the armed forces? Thousands of reasons. Many reasons I could give you. But I don't think we need to go into all of them. I'll just say a few words. It's a career where you are respected always. It's a career of honor. It's a career of dignity for life. And very importantly, it's a career where you actually get to do something for your country. Patriotism, Desh Prem. All these things are important. Many people will talk about money and perks, privileges, facilities. I don't believe in that. If you want to serve in the armed forces, it should be for respect, honor, dignity, pride. The power of commanding men, of leading men in combat, something unparalleled. You can become an achiever in any field. but you can never lead men in combat unless you're in the armed forces. It's a respectable career. It's a wonderful career. Punjab has traditionally been known as the sword arm of India. All invasions of India which came overland came from the northwest. And all of you sitting in Dera Baba Nanak know this better than anybody else in the country, because we share a border with Pakistan, which is a not so friendly country. We've had 3 wars with it. And even today, Pakistan is trying to invoke trouble for India in Jammu and Kashmir and also in Punjab. So for us in Punjab, and for you all who belong to Dera Baba Nanak, it's not a bread and butter issue. It's an issue pertaining to our homes. It's an issue pertaining to our livelihoods. The sword arm of India has always stood as the bulwark of defense of the country, and it will continue to do so for so long as the brave boys and girls of Punjab join the armed forces to defend the country. Now, the good news is that multiple entries for girls have opened up. Earlier, girls were only eligible for a short service commission in the armed forces, which meant that you gave the best years of your life, that is the youth, to the armed forces, and then you left to find an alternate career. There were problems with that. Now, the country has progressed well beyond that, and girls are eligible for a permanent commission in the armed forces, which is such tremendous good news, because it means that you can join up either after +2 or after graduation, which I will explain shortly, and then you got an assured career as a class 1 gazetted officer for all your life. Now there are many forms of entry, but I will only talk very briefly about 2 of them, which are the primary forms. The first form of entry is what has recently opened up, that is through the National Defense Academy. Okay, National Defense Academy is located at a place called Khadakwasla. This is near Pune. You go there and do a 3-year course. After doing 3 years in the NDA, you do 1 year more, either at the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun, or at the Air Force Academy, or at the Naval Academy. And in 4 years, you become an officer. Now the question is, how do I get to the National Defense Academy? To go to the National Defense Academy, you have to clear your +2. And this you should preferably do with physics, chemistry, and maths as your subjects. So when you finished your class 10, please opt for physics, chemistry, maths as your subjects. Do your +2 with PCM, and then appear for the NDA entrance exam. The NDA entrance exam is held twice a year, once in the month of April and once in the month of September. This is a written exam with 2 papers. One is mathematics and the other is general awareness. So you have to prepare for these 2 examinations. Once you clear the exam, you will be called for an interview with the Services Selection Board. The interview procedure is a very elaborate procedure. It's a 5-day procedure at various centers all over India. And once you clear the Services Selection Board, you will go to the NDA. At the moment, the number of vacancies for girls in NDA are limited to 20, but we are hopeful that in the years ahead, this figure will increase even further. As far as boys are concerned, to coach them to go to NDA, there is an academy called Maharaja Ranjit Singh Armed Forces Preparatory Institute in Mohali. For girls, there is an academy also in Mohali called Mai Pago Armed Forces Preparatory Institute. It is located in Sector 66. They are running short courses now for girls preparing for the NDA, Eventually, they will also switch over to a 2-year long course where girls can go after class 10. At the moment, girls cannot go after class 10 to My Pago. They can go for the short course when they are studying in class 12. But we are hopeful that this 2-year course in My Pago will also start soon. So this is one form of entry at the +2 level for girls to go to NDA. It's a very good option. And I will request all the girls who have a spirit of adventure, who want to do something for the country, to opt for this. The other major form of entry is through the Officers Training Academy. This is after graduation. Now, for this institute I told you about in Mohali will give you all your training. So when a girl finishes her +2, she should opt for joining My Pago AFPI Mohali. What is the procedure for joining My Pago AFPI? There is an entrance test. It is held generally in the month of May or June. This year, I think it is planned in the month of May. And after that entrance test, there's a small interview and you get selected and you join My Pago AFPI. They take 25 girls every year. Once you're selected for My Pago AFPI, you stay in Mohali in the hostel of the institute for 3 years. And during these 3 years, you will be studying in MCM DAV College, Chandigarh, which is one of the top colleges of Chandigarh. And here you will do your graduation. And the institute will also prepare you for the CDS level entry into the Air Force or the Army or whatever you want to join. So this is an excellent opportunity. This institute is run by the government of Punjab. Everything is free of cost. You don't have to pay anything for 3 years, boarding, lodging, staying. I want girls of your school to plan on these as your goals. I would request the faculty of the school to help the students to prepare for the entrance test so that very large number of girls qualify and join My Pago. This is something you should not miss. The UPSC entrance exam is greatly contested, but there is nothing to worry. If you plan and prepare, you will definitely succeed. I'll give you an example. When I was the director in Maharaja Ranjit Singh Institute, we over there used to take 48 boys every year, and 20 to 30 boys per batch have succeeded in joining the NDA. If boys can achieve that kind of success rate, girls can definitely do better, because in every exam, girls excel over boys in the results. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would be very, very happy if girls from this school take up the armed forces as a profession, prepare for it, and go to My Pago AFPI, join NDA or join the OTA and become commissioned officers. The training period I mentioned to you through the NDA route is 4 years. Through the OTA route, it is only 1.5 years. So these are excellent opportunities. You must avail of them. You belong to a border area and nobody knows the importance of defense more than the people of Dera Baba Nanak. I would like to once again thank the Bedi Foundation for calling me to speak to the students today. I would like to compliment the achievers who worked very hard and are going to be awarded prizes. Best of luck to all of you. Have a vision, have willpower, निश्चय कर अपनी जीत करूं, and show determination. In life, there will be hurdles. You will fall. You must get up after every fall. Only then will you succeed. Good luck. God bless. Do well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Major Baljeet Agrawal. Very, very motivating address you had given to the girls of Government Girls Senior Secondary School in Dera Baba Nanak. And I'm sure the principal would be taking up the advice. And she had earlier also assured us that she will choose this as one of the streams for getting the girls to prepare themselves for my Padu. And I think we will be able to achieve that. I now move on to the next stage in this program today. I have to request Dr. Ramit Singh, who is the principal sponsor for the awards today. The three brothers, Dr. Manmeet Singh, Dr. Ramit Singh, and their late brother Manmeet Singh are the principal sponsors for the awards today, which have been instituted in memory of their late father, Dr. Buktawa Singh. So this is an awards dedication address. And can I request Ramit to say a few words, please? Ramit ji, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Yes. Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I bring greetings to everybody from my brother Manmeet and rest of the family to this August occasion of the award of this award to Vishali, who I deliver everybody's congratulations, and congratulations also to all the students who have worked towards it. As you can see from the dedication of our father, he was a successful man, and it is his success that has led us three brothers to success and prosperity in our life too. But, and especially on this Women's Day, I would like to remember our mother. And as they say, behind every successful man, there is a woman. And our mother is a case in point of empowerment of women. She was born in 1914, and despite very little encouragement from society or family, she managed to pass her matriculation. Married at 18, she moved to Kenya. And she spent the next 15 years getting herself an external degree, which she started in Lahore and she finished in Delhi. It took her a good 15 years to get this degree in English. She was slowed down by 3 children, a world war, and a partition. But she did it. All through her married life, even as an untrained matric holder, she taught. She taught in community schools, Sikh girls, Arya Samaj, Gujarati girls, Ismaili girls, and latterly in the government high school. And she was dedicated to the cause of teaching women, and also she taught, she did adult education for Gujarati women in the Bhagni Samaj. My message is that it was her, she was the unsung hero of this success. And I would pay homage to her, and she is an example of how women can and should get education and empower themselves. It is, of course, much easier now, and I would wish all the students to acquire as much education and go forth and contribute to society in whatever capacity they want to. And of course, finally, I have to pay tribute to the teachers. Where would we be without the teachers? So thank you for your dedication, teachers. And I think I've said enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ravi. I spoke to Dr. Manmeet Singh. He's not well and he's under treatment for dialysis. But when I mentioned to him that we have now started English language, supplementary effort in addition to the school's effort, and we have employed an English teacher over there to improve on the English standard of the girls so that they can have better employability skills. So he wanted to put across his viewpoint on, English aspect being very, very important. So he sent me a small video clip from the hospital. If you can kindly play that video clip for the girls. Rajesh?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.